And I'm back. Sorry guys. Yeah, so I just rewatched, I just rewatched the video that I just did, and I've realised that I forgot to say a few things, so I just want to rattle through them quickly. So first thing was, I forgot to mention quite an important part of what helped me come out of insomnia, and that was meditation and nature. So I hadn't used the app Headspace, I'm pretty sure it's called, before I had insomnia, but I thought, okay, this looks like it, you know, could be useful somehow. So I downloaded it, got a free trial or whatever, and I did find it useful. Not that there were like tangible or kind of instant effects of it or anything. Not that it kind of got rid of insomnia, but it was just something that helped like calm me down. And so basically it's just like you put your phone on the side, and it does kind of like a 10-minute or however long not countdown, but it like times it for 10 minutes, and there's a voice that kind of reminds you to focus on something. So it can be your breathing, it could be like a tree outside, or looking at a specific thing in your environment, or like hearing noises, listening to those. So it's kind of helping focusing your mind on something, and that for me that was really useful, because my mind was kind of all over the place, but also kind of I couldn't really focus on one thing, because I was distracted by like the constant chatter in my head, or like this thing that was troubling me, etc. And yeah, it kind of helped me kind of focus my mind, even if it didn't last like outside of that meditation. If I kind of was able to focus just a bit in those 10 minutes, it made me feel better, like I could, you know, I've achieved something in a way. So yeah, I think that was just a nice thing, especially when like you can't sleep and you're kind of just like tossing and turning and like getting frustrated that you can't sleep. I think putting the app on and just kind of sitting there, it's kind of just resting your body and your mind. So even if you can't sleep, rest is still beneficial. So I think that's good. So that could be useful for people. And then nature. So something that was really nice in that kind of dark phases was nature. So the second time I had it, I was at uni. So I would just kind of go for either a walk or a run, like a jog, with my headphones in. I wouldn't go like that far, but I'd go in the dark, just because I like, mainly in the dark, in the evening, just because I like, I always like, you know, drives in the dark and everything like that. And I would kind of completely kind of let go in a way. So start kind of dancing, singing a bit. And yeah, I think listening to music was good, because not only does, you know, there are some songs which are like, you can't ignore how good they are. So it does kind of focus your mind again. And it kind of, for me at least, it lifted my mood. And doing the exercise again, I think also lifted my mood. It kind of cleared my head a bit, got me a bit more, well, if I did it early in the day, then it would perhaps like get me more pumped for the day, just a bit more like energized. But again, like I still did it in the evening. And for me that was okay. It didn't like wake me up for the whole night or anything. It kind of, I don't know, it just calmed me down, and that was useful for sleep. And nature, I mean, nature's beautiful. So even when you're in a dark place, in a shit heap in your life or whatever, I think walking and surrounding yourself, immersing yourself in nature kind of reminds you, no matter what you're going through, like there's always beauty in the world. So if you just keep going, then it's worth it, kind of thing. Yeah. Another thing I wanted to say was something that I learned from my experiences with insomnia, was your thoughts are not facts. So something that really triggered or really contributed to my insomnia the first time, well, thoughts were obviously involved in both times, but especially the first time, was this thought that I am evil. So yeah, really dramatic, really extreme, and unfounded, really. It's not true, but I convinced myself that I was, you know, because of certain aspects of me or certain things I'd done. So it's probably quite guilt-driven. But yeah, I thought I was evil. And the thing is, no matter if they're true or not, if you believe in your thoughts enough, they can almost become a reality. So, you know, because I was so full of hatred, resentment, regret, whatever, then I obviously was giving off that bad vibes to other people, negative energy. And obviously those people are going to react to you, like, in a kind of not so good way. And that kind of then fulfills your idea. It confirms, like, shit, yeah, I am evil. They know I am. That's why they're acting that way. When it's just because, you know, you're a bit weird or you're a bit, you know, down in the dumps from, you know, from their perspective. So yeah, it kind of can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. So just being aware, your thoughts are not facts. They're not necessarily true. And if things are plaguing you, negativity, thoughts, whatever, you don't have to buy into it. Like, you don't have to pay them the attention that they want you to pay them. So I think that's useful, hopefully. Okay, penultimate thing is not necessarily based on my experience, but I know people who this has really worked for, and that's psychological therapy. And I feel like in society, mental health is still kind of based on this biomedical model, which kind of sees mental illnesses as things to kind of treat and manage with drugs. And I'm not slating drug therapies because they can be, you know, they can save someone's life. But at the same time, not enough attention, I think, is given to psychological therapies. For example, well, you know, CBT, I'm sure most people have heard of. One which isn't that mainstream, which, because my mum's a psychologist, this is what I kind of know about it. I'm not sure if this is on the NHS though, so, you know, you'd have to look it up. But CAT therapy is cognitive analytical therapy. And that one especially is looking at kind of trying to understand why you have this mental illness, its roots, targeting its roots in the cause rather than just treating symptoms, which is what, well, most kind of pharmaceutical treatments are designed to do. They're palliative. They're trying to kind of manage your symptoms without really tackling the cause. And yeah, I think that it's just something that perhaps isn't encouraged enough, maybe, to go to just like not be afraid to go and see a counsellor or a psychologist, sign up for things, because they really actually have the potential to kind of cure you and tackle the cause of things. So especially if it's like a long-term problem, don't feel like you're just stuck with your GP prescription, because there are other things out there that can really kind of do more in a way. So I think just for people to be open-minded and see kind of recovery as having lots of different pathways and lots of different elements, and they, you know, you might need both. You might need sleeping pills and some sort of therapy, or, you know, therapy might not work for you, drugs might not work for you, but it's kind of just trying them out and giving them a chance. So kind of engaging with them properly, not just turning up and expecting them to work or have effects instantly. But yeah, I think that's just something that society kind of maybe doesn't really value kind of psychological therapies as much as it does with kind of more physical drug therapies and pharmaceutical treatments. So yeah. And the final thing I wanted to say was just, please feel free to contact me, whoever you are, for whatever reason. It might be that you're struggling with insomnia, anxiety, depression, or any other mental illness. Like, I don't have the answers, but if you want to talk to someone who's kind of had some experience of, you know, dark periods in their life, specifically with those three things, like if you want to, speak to someone who has that kind of some sort of insight into what it's like, then please feel free to message me. And for whatever other reason is also fine. So whatever social media platform, you can just contact me. So just don't feel alone, basically. And it will get better. That is all I have to say. So have a brilliant, happy and healthy 2019, guys. Bye.